there's that last category that we talked
That
about, like
middle one.
the middle one, right? And it is actually in the middle because this cohort of people, the fearful avoidants, they have traits from both the anxious attacher and the avoidant attacher, depending on the scenario that they're in. And for a while, this was called disorganized attachment, which is an apt name. Oftentimes, we see this in children who grew up in homes where there was abuse.
Mm.
So any type of abuse. So what that meant is that they were living in a home with their caregiver who was their only source for survival, love, comfort, all of that, and was also harming the child,
Mm.
the same person.
Yeah.
And so it creates a
Wow.
disorganized pattern
Yeah.
in the child's mind whereby they flip-flop. They're
Yeah.
called in romantic relationships, the fearful avoidant is called like the hot and the cold partner. They want closeness and they greatly fear intimacy. So it's like, okay, let's hang out tonight, but okay, I need 3 days off. Okay, I'll see you on Saturday, but I don't want to
Ah.
sleep over. It's too intimate. Okay, well, let's go away for the weekend, and okay, but then I don't want to see you for 2 weeks.
Oh, I've dated that too. I've
Yep.
dated that too.
Right. And here's what's so interesting is that, so I grew up as a fearful avoidant. I've done a lot of work to move towards secure attachment. But healing is never a destination, it's a journey, right? So I
Right, true.
still sometimes see some of my old patterns coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I can recognize them and I sort
Yes.
of laugh about them with my partner now. Uh, right? But it can be, if you're in a relationship with someone who's fearful avoidant, it can be very, very confusing
Yes.
to be on the end, a partner to that person.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is quite confusing.
Yes. That one is very confusing. At least with the avoidant, they're a little more predictable. You know that they're gonna take off, right? But with that other one, you don't know because one day they're like, "Oh," and then the next day they're like, "Whoa," and you're,
Yeah,
"What
and here's
happened?"
the other thing. Yeah, what happened? Like, are you the same person? Do you have
Yeah.
multiple personalities? Like, yeah, it can be that extreme.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. It's just so interesting is that the fearful avoidant can flip flop depending on who they're interacting with. So again,
Okay.
if I'm fearful avoidant, and I'm going to say you and I are dating, and you're anxious, preoccupied. I am likely going to respond to you in an avoidant way.
Right. That makes sense.
It does.
Because
Even
I
though,
would be too consuming. You would
yeah,
have to do that to get me to back off. Yeah.
exactly. But here's the interesting thing. Same scenario, I'm fearful avoidant. You and I are dating. If you yourself were a dismissive avoidant, I would then become anxious in the relationship. I would become the chaser.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be confusing for you.
Very, very. Yeah. So, and I think working with fearful avoidance is part of my specialty because, again, it is a small subset of the population. Um, Fearful avoidants have core wounds from both the anxious and the avoidant,
Mm-hmm.
and so it takes some time to really get through all of that. It is confusing, but I was grateful to find attachment theory years ago because it saved me. It explained why I felt the way that I did, and so that's
Explained
why
your behaviors too.
it's
And that's the thing that I'm learning is as I'm learning about the trauma and the behaviors that come out of the different things, it creates that separation between who I am and my behavior. And all of a sudden, not only am I like, okay, I behave that way for a reason, and I don't
yes.
need to behave that way anymore. And here's how I can change it. And that's why I tell my people, please learn about your trauma, learn about it because it is empowering.